through the process of removing destructive behavior from my life, I literally almost had to go back to I've brought myself back to a point of innocence where I allowed so much behavior. I was justifying so much behavior in my own mind. Completely changed. I was a different person. I shifted into a completely different, I would call it dark space is how I would relate to it. You know, Dirty Dave, or, you know, just afraid, fearful space that my behavior had completely, I justified so many things that I could just say that were okay. And as I've worked on myself and creating a better, getting back to my organic and what's natural for me, because none of that stuff fit with me, otherwise I would have never made the attempt to move from it. I wouldn't have had any reason to go out and look for a recovery. It just didn't fit with me, right? As I've began to evolve and remove those things, the complete opposite of what I was doing, it's like a stepping, you know, it's like you go up a step and then, you know, you might step back a little bit, but that behavior just isn't it's just not acceptable to you anymore. And the discomfort was removed from me. I was able to act a certain way and be a certain way without having any, deep down I had resentment to myself for doing it, but I was almost able to remove it and move right through it as if it was like, it's just whatever. You know, my conscience was like the hold button was pushed on my conscience. Mm-hmm. Like it's push on hold and then not even pay attention to it and just not even tap into it and just pretend it's non-existent. But inside it was fucking killing me. And as I've removed the behavior pieces, it's working in the opposite way. Like things that I would consider light, that I wouldn't even consider as something that's blocking or in the way before, now is, I feel it as if it was one of the doing something major in my life that was a problem. It's just the discomfort. It's getting that tuned in to better behavior.
Why do you think it becomes increasingly more uncomfortable?
Because I'm getting that much closer to my natural organic alignment with what it is that's my state. I'm getting that true to myself.
You're getting more
self-realization. I'm getting more self-realization.
You're putting other things in, and then in order to do it, it's not so much as filling a void anymore, or coping with sadness or grief or anxiety. It's that you have other things in there, and in order to do these things, you have to push those other things back out that do feel good, right? You have to start. Now, it's not just so much about, let's say, the shame or the guilt, so to speak, of just knowing it's bad. Well, this is bad, I shouldn't be doing this. It's, wow, I had to really, not only did I have to make a personal sacrifice of what I really feel and believe and all the other things that go with it, but I had to push these other things out.
Right, took myself out of alignment, pushed those other things out of the way.
You stop working on this.
Right.
Which is in you. It's your mission. It's who you are.
I denied myself good stuff coming in because of what it does for me from my emotional state. Just on so many levels, it just does not move smoothly with me.